What is up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Ringside Podcast and Cardinal Sports Zone podcast collaboration, the Wednesday Night Wrestling Recap. We are your hosts, Jeremy Wallman, Joe Wallman, and a guy that is probably the hugest, the biggest dragging off maniac in the world. You can't think of dragging him off without thinking of Schwan Barber. Sean, what's good, man?
How's it going?
It's going good. Look, the chat line's open for all your comments and questions. We will answer those in real time to get your interactions and thoughts. Don't forget, if you're a member of the Ringside chat on Twitter, you have the opportunity to call in as well. Just let us know that in the group chat. Sean will be monitoring that as well, or he's supposed to. I don't think he ever does, but it is what it is. Got an action-packed show for you all tonight. We're going to recap the Royal Rumble, talk about some of the things that are leading up for Elimination Chamber that we know, some odds and ends stuff. We're going to do some housekeeping, though, really, really quickly, and check the other, make sure all the streams are going. This is one of those where we can afford to do that while we're on here. Got Dynamite on in the background, so that way we can see if anything interesting happens, so we're not holding our breath. Where's the profile? Okay, here we go. It says we're live. Is it live on the... It's not live on the stream. Interesting. Okay. Post it. There you go. I hate that you have to do this now, but why is it doing that? Okay. All right, we had a Rumble that occurred, and a lot of people were not very high on it. I am not in that group of people. I thought it was a very solid Royal Rumble. Let's get the miscellaneous news first. Some unfortunate news coming out this week. Braun Breaker possibly out all the way through WrestleMania. That kind of ruins one of their biggest storylines that they were building up to. You saw some of the seeds being sown. It's just unfortunate. It's live on. Oh, okay, good. I know it was something. Our guy Daniel Spencer tuning in with us. It's something they just start. When I logged into Restream this week, it was like, you have to go in and post it after you started the show on Twitter. And I'm like, well, it says I'm live on Twitter. Twitter's had a lot of, not to get on a little diatribe, but ever since we've been doing the Restream thing, Twitter has given us less and less access every year. First off, we were able to see all real-time stats during the show through Twitter. Now we can't see them. Then their comments went away from time to time. Now we can see them from time to time, and now this it's just crap. Bianca Belair penciled in for WrestleMania internally. It's not been back on TV yet. Maybe we'll see her at the Chamber. Thank goodness WWE is not going back to Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble. We mentioned that last time. I'm going to mention it again. I'll save this for later. I put this in the miscellaneous, but it's Chamber news. There's been a couple matches announced for it. We'll go over that later. Mania season is in full swing, starting with the Zebros promo this past week on Raw, or 2 weeks ago on Raw. AEW superfan Steve Rummage had just told me the night before, he's like, man, I just don't know if this WrestleMania is going to be any good. It's Roman versus CM Punk. How are they going to make this exciting? And then immediately after that promo, he texted me. He said, I'm sold. So it was and I don't even think, I think Steve has lost, he has kind of put his AEW card in his back pocket. I don't even know if he watches anymore. I would bet he doesn't. So, and let's get this 100% out. We are not AEW haters. We're critical of every promotion. It's just like they never learn from their mistakes. Like literally, they're still still feeling the effects of CM Punk leaving a couple years ago. And last but not least, a scandal that shouldn't be a scandal. Apparently, Will Hobbs is not 35 years old. He's 41. And they have been keeping We don't know that's why he's not been on TV yet. Afterwards, they found out after his Rumble appearance he wasn't as old as he was supposed to. It was a bunch of it was Meltzer and the AEW wanks that that put that information out, which they didn't have to do. So I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think we still see him. I'm still excited to see what they do with him, and I'm excited. We've got Friday Night SmackDown coming to the KFC Yum Center. Friday night, February the 27th.
Yep.
And it's going to be a good time. Get your tickets now; they're very, very affordable. It's just going to be. They never put on a boring show, and you all know if you're wrestling fans, you watch wrestling. You can watch it on TV and just be, it's okay. But when you're there live and in person, it's hardly ever a bad show. Even thinking to myself, I can't remember too many wrestling shows we've been to, and when you get home, you're like, look, that's so good because we were there. There's a couple of them I can be like, no, it was really the Raw after Mania at T-Mobile Arena. That one was packed with surprises and different jukes and that was as good. The Royal Rumble in 2010 was really awesome to be there in person in the front row before you had to buy the premium packages for $30,000. But it was really, really good. The Bray Wyatt tribute show, that was an awesome one to be at. But yeah, anyway, Will Hobbs not as is older than everybody thought. Doesn't matter. Still excited about him. Let's get into our little Royal. Let's get into our recap of the Royal Rumble. I thought it was one of the best stages I've ever seen in anything, not just Royal Rumble. Maybe in second best to last year's Mania. That was Mania in Vegas that we went to. Was probably the best. Not only did they make that into an actual hotel-looking facade, they put seats all over it the day of. Those weren't. I do not believe those were pre-planned to be there. I think they added them right there that weekend. The crowd was awful in Saudi Arabia. They didn't quite know when to cheer, when to boo. They gave some people monster pops. They gave other people no-sold them. I hated the little LED white light seats on the back of the seats that made the whole stadium look empty. The Women's Rumble, Liv won it from number 14. Charlotte and Alexa, the little 1-2 back and forth was really, really fun. The women of NXT showed out. Lola, JC, Kalani, Soul. Bree's return was awesome. Tiffy's return was awesome. They did have the biggest pops between those two. I wish we had saw Paige. Kiana James impressed me. The Samoan drop on Nia was just like, holy crap. Jordan Grace really shined in this Rumble. We saw the low-key legend Natty Neidhart. Her music is freaking awesome. Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel Rodriguez. It is Rodriguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always want to say Gonzalez because of her NXT name. Charlotte accidentally eliminates Alexa. Kyrie accidentally eliminates Asuka. Lash was made during this Royal Rumble. Most eliminations. I have had this confirmed, and it's not just me saying it. Everybody's saying it. Sports Illustrated saying it. Bleacher Report saying it. Becky was never eliminated for the Royal Rumble. Only one foot touched the ground. You can run it back. That is the truth. She wasn't lying. It was the referee that made her put her other foot on the ground and leave after the fact. Chelsea Green is the new Kofi Kingston as far as the spots during the Rumble. Love Chelsea Green. I love the three women hanging over the edge of the ropes at the end. That was a callback. Was that the Pandemic Rumble with Bianca and Charlotte? And gosh, I can't remember who the third one was. It was one of the. I believe it was the Pandemic Rumble, wasn't it?
I think it was Rhea.
It could have been. Yeah, it was. It was Rhea. Love the callback there. Sean, I'm gonna go to you first. Well, you know what? First off, Sean, was there anything I didn't mention that you really loved about the about the Women's Royal Rumble? Other than they were all women.
No, that was pretty because of Kyrie. That was the best I thought.
Kyrie!
Because I was like wondering if Oscar was going to literally kill her on the floor.
You thought she was going to murder her?
Yeah, I thought she was going to murder her. Yeah, they have a dysfunctional relationship.
Okay, well, you would know about that. Joey, what about you? What was okay? Let me rephrase it. Joey, what was your favorite moment from the Women's Royal Rumble?
All the soul snatchers. The double soul snatcher was dope. Cool. I think she hit that. She hit the double, and I think she hit at least 2 other soul snatchers. But that's just an awesome move.
You know who else has an awesome move? Not to interrupt you, Austin Theory's new finishing move is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I forgot what it's like a triculation or something. Sean would know, but go ahead. My bad.
Yeah,
that was probably one of my favorite moments. I mean, the entire women's match was really good. I think, like you said, well, like Sean was talking about with the Kyrie Asuka thing, it was unfortunate timing because I think they had to cut away because I think that's when Brie Bella made her entrance. So they had to cut away from that, I think. I think there probably was to be a little bit more for that on camera. But the countdown happened, and, of course, when she came back, that was a cool moment because obviously I think she's the better wrestler of the two, and she's just more authentic, to me. I don't feel like I'm getting an act when she's, even talking on the mic and all that. And of course, the crowd, going wild with the yes chants, and they even semi acknowledged Daniel Bryan because they said it used to be. I don't think they said yes kicks, but they said it used to be called something else, but now it's called the It Kicks because the Miz took it over.
Yeah, I didn't see her doing the yes kicks. I only saw the It Kicks.
Yeah. Yes. No, but
yes.
I mean, if I was rating the Women's Rumble out of 5, I'd give it.
Well, hold on. We're going to do that in a second. So
okay,
hold that thought. Sean, what about you? What was your favorite moment?
Oh, the favorite moment. Oh, it had to be Liv winning. Because that's who, when I saw the final 3, it's like Tiffy's already had the title. Liv's been twice before that, runner up, I think. I was like, it's her time. And I won it. And when that happened, I was like, yes, because we weren't going to get Bianca Belair. That's who I wanted to win.
Daniel Spencer, resident referee for the Ringside Podcast, says, don't disrespect my future wife like that. Nikki Bella is the queen. No, and she is. I think we're just saying
bad. I just said Brie was better.
Yeah. No, I think Nikki's the better talker. Brie's the better wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay. What was this one? Let me ask this question. What was this one missing?
Paige.
Yeah. Bianca.
So star power,
a
little bit because I mean the last 10 were still loaded.
Yeah, that's true.
It was loaded.
The one thing I would say is timing. Because, like you said, they cut away.
That was a problem all night.
Exactly.
Both Rumbles.
Yeah, that was the one thing I would say is missing timing. Because, to be honest, even without Bianca, even without Paige, it was still a lot of surprises. Like Lash Legend doing what she was doing in the Rumble, the way they treated her, I thought was very interesting. Because right now they got her tag team. Whereas you got Jordan Grace as a singles wrestler. You figure she would get that, but no, they built Lash Legend up.
Well, and thankfully we'll get to see Jordan Grace. Doesn't she challenges for the women's championship. Jade Cargill will defend her title for the first time since winning it.
Good Lord.
They have not done, I will say this, as much as I love WWE, they have not done the women on SmackDown. The women's Intercontinental title on fire on Beck. It's been on fire. The battle for the women's title and the women's tag team championships have been pretty good. But man, Jade and I'll be honest with you, is Julia
got it back. Yeah.
So they've not really done either one of them any services there on Friday nights. It's a shame because you thought with the third hour they'd be able to do a little bit more, but they haven't. For me, this one wasn't missing much. I'll go first on the last thing of the women's. I gave this an A-. I don't understand why people feel compelled to defecate on everything that happens. It wasn't a bad Rumble. You had plenty of surprises. You had 4 NXT females. I think overall, and we'll get to overall later on, but I would like to have seen a bigger TNA presence. And I'm not just saying that because the resident referees in the house watching, but I would like. Who do you all think, really quick? I'm having a squirrel moment tonight on Dynamite. Rascals versus the Bucks versus the mystery team. Who do y'all think that mystery team is?
The Good Brothers.
You think the Good Brothers?
I don't even know who's available right now.
I think that we might see the return of the Acclaimed.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
And they've been having a working relationship with MLW. I also wouldn't be shocked to see the MLW Tag Team Champions, Baron Corbin, Bishop Dyer, and Donovan
Dijakovic?
Yeah, they're the Tag Team Champions in MLW. So we'll see. Maybe it's a private party. We've not seen them in a while. They
Edge and Christian.
It could be Edge and Christian.
That's a good one. Oh, that would be.
On this day, we see clearly. Okay, back to the back. So I give it an A-. I don't think we need to just always crap on everything for the, just to be crapping on things. I didn't think this was an awful Rumble. We've seen awful Rumbles. I didn't think that this one was an awful Rumble. John, what about you? What would you grade it?
About the same, B+. You had the right winner. Would you like more surprises? Yes, but
there were 5 surprises. I mean,
the timing thing. That's what brought down the timing thing.
There were 5. That's another thing I think everybody in our wrestling group chat anyway was like, there wasn't no surprises in the men's, and I'm like, okay, well, first off, and we'll get, you know what? Let's save that for the men's. Yeah. We'll save that.
We got some discussion for that.
Yeah, because that was one of the more absurd things, and the only reason I gave it an A- was because there were so many NXT surprises. It was a good match. There was not. I mean, you can't really help the. Who was that in the mask?
I have no idea.
He's got a title belt. That's not Claudio, is it? Just with the mask on. That's a big dude. Whoever it is.
That's somebody else. It could be Jurassic Express for that tag team.
Oh, that's a good call.
They got history with the Bucks.
Yeah. All right, Joe, your grade?
I give it just an A. I won't go minus, plus, or B+ or anything. I give it an A. Again, I would have loved to have seen Paige or even AJ Lee. I mean, we knew at some point AJ Lee was going to return, for Mania season. It was inevitable.
Yeah, we actually all had her penciled in as a surprise entrant. Like we thought, it was a no contest.
That would have been a good way to get the Intercontinental title rivalry kicked off. Have her throw Becky.
Have her come out and eliminate Becky.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But other than that, I mean, it was solid. There were lots of good spots. Like you said, the Charlotte and Alexa thing to start off was funny. It was a good way to kick it off. The Kyrie and Asuka thing, we'll see where that leads. But all in all, it was really good. There were a couple of, and when I say botches, you know what I mean, like mess ups. But it's live. Like you don't get a second chance at it, like in a movie. How many times you see blooper reels where it takes them 30 takes to get something right. You don't get that chance with live performance. So, I mean, I don't hold that against the athletes that perform on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all the different promotions. But there were very minimal of those. And the good thing is you can't even remember a specific one. I I remember there were a couple where I was like, oh, I mean, maybe it was just like weak punches, like you're not even throwing your hand, you're just, something like that. But yeah, I give it an A. I enjoyed it.
Oh, that was Claudio.
It was okay. Looked like a horse. Again, Mantar. I think Mantar. I was upset with the lack of TNA talent though over both sides.
The women. See, I was thinking about that. Like, who from the TNA women though could they have put in there to generate a buzz?
Ash by Elegance would
they have known her?
Absolutely.
Tessa
Blanchard.
See, like with Jordan Grace, that was one that when it happened, it was big. Mickey James, that was one that you knew was going to get a big pop.
Tessa Blanchard, Alicia Fox the stadium would have went wild for Alicia Fox.
I feel like if you'd have still had the Iconics in TNA, one or both of those would have generated something, but Lee Yingli wouldn't have generated. I mean, even though she's the champion, it wouldn't have generated a big buzz for me. Like, oh, she's on. She's in the Rumble. Like, that's the problem with the women. On the men's side, totally different story.
Cole would have been like, she used to be known as Xia Li here. It would have been. I'm with you, but I still think that they had like Alicia Fox would have been absolute money especially if she came out in between Nikki and Bella. They used to all be best friends.
That's true. That's true. They were the Bella Army.
The Bella Army. Let's hop into the. Let's do like Sean likes to do. Let's hop into the men's side of this. Was kind of shocked there were no NXT guys in it. There were no TNA guys in it. There were too many AAA guys in it. No
one is too many AAA guys.
0 was too many. No, there was no Chris Jericho, which I think a lot of us thought, even after number 30 hit and Gunther came out. I think if you're a diehard gung ho wrestling fan, you thought after 30 hit that there'd be a different countdown clock happen and he'd come out. They missed a big opportunity to, even if he had a spot in the Rumble, any spot for that countdown clock to come on, be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Wow, 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 wow. And
hey, question. Do they do the countdown clock Elimination Chamber when the pods are waiting to be open, or is it just the light? It's just the light. Okay. If they did a countdown clock, I couldn't remember. Then you could possibly do something there to get him in Mania.
Yeah, and I think we'll see him and Paige the night after WrestleMania at the T-Mobile Center.
Maybe he's the guy stomping everybody.
He could be. There were for the people that said there weren't any surprises. Listen, Hunter said that there. I'm sorry, Paul said
Mr.
there were going to be a lot. Mr. Levesque, Stephanie McMahon's baby, but no, said there were going to be plenty of surprises. Now, whether you like the surprises or not, he didn't say that. The two AAA guys definitely surprises. Chad Gable's return, surprise. LA Knight, surprise. The fact they put Powerhouse Hobbs up on the screen before they revealed the new name, that was really cool.
Older with that.
It actually, that's
so
what
Powerhouse Hobbs was 35.
Yes, that's what people are saying on the line. On the line, people are saying Powerhouse was 35, Royce is 41, and I loved it. As Daniel says, I popped. Oba came in at number 1. Braun came in at number 2 and was the first eliminated. Back-to-back El Grandes came into the match. Brock Lesnar tried to kill Logan Paul, Ilya Dragunov, and Rey Fenix. He suplexed somebody right on top of it, wasn't looking, and suplexed somebody almost directly on top of Logan's head. After Ilya chopped him 3 or 4 times, he hulked up, grabbed him by the head, tossed him over the ropes. He didn't go all the way over, and then he just grabbed him and shoved him all the way out. That was number 2.
He should have done that with excessive, extreme murking force.
Absolutely.
And got rid of Ilya Dragunov.
The scariest one was Ray Phoenix, though, because he picks him up like he's going to do a world's strongest slam, but instead of it, he throws him over he kind of picks him up and slings him into the corner. The problem is there's already 3 guys laying in the corner over there that are recuperating. Brock went a little rogue. It didn't really end up, and his elimination was very anticlimactic because it happened during Jey Uso's entrance. A lot of people didn't even realize he was. They panned back at the last second when he was Cody and LA were throwing him over the top. They're like, "Oh, okay, Brock's out." I don't like Ilya Dragunov. I don't think that's a secret. There was great storytelling throughout both Rumble matches, but the men's Rumble match, you kept setting up moments for the past, present, future. We saw Randy and Cody square off. We saw Oba and Brock square off. We saw Powerhouse Hobbs and Braun, like just so many Easter eggs that could be telling us what's about to happen next. I love that type of stuff. Did I forget to mention I don't like Ilya Dragunov?
Ilya Dragunov should be all elite.
Ilya Dragunov is the Maryland of WWE.
Yeah.
Shining Star.
Mid.
We forgot to do the Shining Stars in the Women's Royal Rumble. I thought I had. But, no, we did. I think Lash and Jordan Grace were the only 2 that really stood out.
So Ruka did me.
For me. On the men's side, Oba Femi, Javon Evans, The Vision, all stood out. Who is... I don't know who this last... I had somebody after The Vision, but I don't... I just typed a couple letters and just left it at that. Oba and Roman tied for the lead in eliminations with 5 biggest pops. Cody Rhodes, Trick Williams, both got the biggest pops. Let's go into this one much like we did before with the women's. What was your favorite part of the men's Rumble, Sean? And don't say the tights.
I think
or do
the first part, Oba coming out one, and then just chucking people out left and right. Because we all thought they might set him up to eliminate, either tie or break the elimination record. Now he didn't do that, which is fine.
No, because it felt even after the faux beginning, which you're like, I think we all assumed Braun Breaker or Oba was going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait a minute, it's going to be Oba. And then 4 or 5 eliminations later, you're like, oh, crap, he's going to run the table like Brock did. And then he didn't, which I'm glad he didn't, because I don't like that type of stuff. But go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, but that was the highlight to me.
Okay.
Because it put the spotlight on him. And look at him now. They on SmackDown, they didn't even have to play his music. They literally flashed green colors, and everybody immediately started cheering because they knew who it was.
Doing that stupid strut to the ring.
I ain't gonna tell him it's stupid.
I will. Crap.
But yeah, that was my favorite part. It was by far the best part.
I think my favorite part was probably just least favorite part for me was seeing out of the last 6 or 7 people it being your usual suspects. I've long believed that the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank should be saved for people who need those things to be able to make a main event, not people who can get it anyway. I think Powerhouse Hot. I mean, I don't know how the age thing's going to mess up his career, or if it does or not, but I think he has the opportunity to just absolutely be a big time player in WWE as long as he's booked right. But so my favorite part of the men's match was seeing his AEW name shoot across the screen, and then, much like Zack Ryder and when Matt Cardona debuted on Friday Night SmackDown, they kind of did the woo woo woo, you know it, and they're like, oh, it's Zack Ryder, and they're like, no, actually this is Matt Cardona, and then they played his music and graphics, and that was pretty cool. Same thing with Hobbs. Sean, did you already give your favorite?
Yeah, I gave my favorite.
Okay, Joey.
My favorite part, since everybody else has already kind of said the other things, I'll go a little comedy here. My favorite part was when Damian Priest double choke slammed Mr. Iguana and Fresca or whatever.
Oh,
I don't know.
Jessica.
Yeah, the lizard's name, but he gave it the double choke slam.
That was pretty good.
Good.
And then Laparca getting thrown out too.
Yeah, nobody wanted to see Laparca in 20.
If it was the original Laparca, I might be able to get down with it.
If it was the original Laparca, he would have been in a wheelchair.
We don't know. He might be just like Hobbs. There may
just.
They said Manute Bo was like that. Manute Bo was actually like 70 when he was playing college basketball. So
very, very fair. What was this one missing? And you can't use the production thing again because we already know the timing was off all night long. So, or was it, in your opinion, missing anything?
Maybe somebody from TNA, like somebody that maybe had been, and it didn't have to be anybody big. It could be somebody that has been in WWE before,
like an Elias.
Yeah,
or
Elias.
Nick Nemeth.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, that would have been a really good one. That would have been the one I think I would have brought in because he still can go. He can take a spear from somebody, or he can take a choke slam, or he'll sell for somebody. He'll make somebody look like $1 million. Obafemi, can you imagine him powerbombing Nick Nemeth?
No, man, but I cannot wait to see Obafemi and Brock Lesnar lock up. I can't wait to see Hobbs and Lesnar lock. I can't. There's so many different combinations there.
I don't think Brock Lesnar's going to be around much longer. I think he's got.
Are you going to kill him?
No, I think he's got probably a year left. And I think.
I don't. He's got about 6 months left.
You think he's
going to retire in Minnesota?
Yeah. So he is slated. Breaking news: he's slated to appear on Raw Monday night. I do believe that's where the Brock Gunther program begins. I think they will. My opinion, my prediction. It's a prediction. It's not a spoiler. I believe that Gunther will goad Brock into putting his career on the line at WrestleMania. Brock's going to win, and then he's going to ask for a rematch in Minnesota, and that's when Gunther will beat him. Something along the lines of Brock wins one on the way out, Gunther wins the other one.
What I think was missing was Joe Hendry.
No, absolutely. Your new NXT champion.
The pop that he got last year at Royal Rumble, the pop that he got at WrestleMania, like I don't understand why you don't put him in there instead of Ilya Dragunov, Laparca, Mr. Iguana, like any of those three guys.
You said his name and he didn't appear.
Well, my name's Joe as well, so like it takes it out of there. It's like me saying my own name with that, and then his last name. So like it didn't count with me.
Okay,
well, he's sneaky by his full government name.
He's sneaky though, because when me and Daniel were doing an episode of the Ringside Podcast last year, one of us said his name and he was on the screen with us a few minutes later. It was insane. Yeah, I'm with you. This one was just missing an appearance here or there. A Joe Hendry, a TNA guy sprinkled here or there.
Seth Rollins being injured.
And Seth Rollins, but they did depict Seth Rollins being at the Rumble at the very beginning. They were trying to allude to the fact that was him. But I'll go first on final grades. This one was just a little bit less. I like the Women's Rumble better. So if I gave the Women's Rumble an A, or was it an A minus?
A minus.
Then I have to give the Men's Rumble a B plus. There was just Brock's. I don't know how to explain it, but he made the match flow go out of whack. The predictability of Roman, like it was one of those situations where me personally, I didn't think there was a shot on Earth that Roman was going to win that Rumble because there were so many other storylines that were in place that would have been good. I mean, Oba winning the Rumble would have made sense. Braun Breaker winning would have made sense. Roman didn't make sense. He doesn't need to win the Rumble to be a main eventer at WrestleMania. So I didn't like it. So B+ for me, Sean.
Same B+. One of my biggest things was Brock eliminating Oba. In a way, I get it because who's going to eliminate Oba, right?
That was pretty creative, though. That was a good elimination.
That was a good elimination, but I'd almost rather have it the other way. But at the same time, if you're right and they're going to do Gunther versus Brock, and basically,
where do you put Oba at WrestleMania, Sean?
Oba at WrestleMania?
Who do you put him against?
That's the question. I would think. I mean, you figure because Brock eliminated him, that's what they're trying to set up. Because usually they do a lot of that with the Rumble.
And they did do a lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Where do you put if it's Brock versus Gunther, or maybe they hold off on that for maybe they don't do a 1-on-1.
Yeah, because I don't know what he's going to do either.
But if you put Oba versus Brock, now there are some rumors that WWE and AJ Styles are still negotiating.
I saw that.
So maybe AJ, but I've always assumed if AJ comes back, he comes back to cost Gunther a match. So you still got to find him an opponent in that situation for him to be screwed over. Giggity.
Maybe Jey Uso.
Gunther
Maybe
and
he wants
Jey.
some retribution against Jey at Mania.
It is, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I mean,
I get it.
I guess, yeah.
But the only, I mean, because you got him in the tag team as a tag team champion. But then again, they don't do anything with the tag team title. So
I've been very, very Triple H's regime, his tenure at the top started off so strong, and to see how it's kind of went the last 3 or 4. Now injuries have played a big part. We can't even act stupid and be like, oh no, it's been for no reason. Seth getting hurt, Braun getting hurt, everybody getting hurt, Bianca getting hurt, Naomi getting pregnant. It still affects the ebb and flow of stuff. So, other matches on the card that night: AJ versus Gunther, the retirement match. If AJ lost, he retired. It was a really good match. I would say top 5 match in AJ Styles' career. Didn't like the result of it. I don't like the retirement matches because for the most part, 9 out of 10 times, you see it coming a mile away, right? I also thought Sammy versus Drew was a really good match. And the thing that stuck out, no pun intended, for Sammy with me, it wasn't his baton, even though he was trying to get that over. It's the fact that he keeps going into these high-profile matches and he keeps losing, and it almost makes you feel like they're trying to set him up for a big win at some point. And I like Sami Zayn, but I think he's the Intercontinental Champion at best, United States Champion, and that's not intended to be disrespectful towards Sammy. He just doesn't scream heavyweight champion to me. And there, from time to time, there's been people that haven't that they've given the title to anyway, but I just don't like it. Great Royal Rumble recap. I really enjoyed going over that with you guys. Make sure y'all check out our good friends at CapGo Championship Belts on Facebook. They can create any current or custom title that you want. Just give them a shout over there. They'll make it for you. It's pretty awesome. Some other news. Bad Bunny is in the WrestleMania plans this year. He is allegedly facing off with Logan Paul. I think that'll be a really, really good match. 2 Elimination Chambers matches were announced. It will be CM Punk defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor. And a match that I thought, and we still probably will see at WrestleMania, it's the Man versus the Man Eater. It is Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Intercontinental Championship. That should be pretty good. A question I have been seeing online a whole lot has been, is WWE going too far with all the sponsorships everywhere, all over the mat, on the Slim Jim table? Apparently on Monday night, it's something I didn't catch, but on Dominic Mysterio's shirt, Dude Wipes had an advertisement on the bottom of his shirt.
God, I didn't see that. Wow.
Well, I didn't either, but I figured you were looking at what's the name of Austin Theory's finishing move?
I have no idea.
You just said it like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, ataxia. Oh, yeah, ataxia.
Yeah, that's why you don't get no cash.
Hold on, who called? Somebody called Dominic a dude wipe one time in a promo.
Probably so. I don't know.
Well, that would make sense then. Why?
And,
somebody did.
We'll Google Dominic Mysterio dude wipe and see what comes up. Hopefully, it's not pornographic.
Somebody did. I swear they did.
I don't know if I want to do that.
You may not want to. You know what you are going to want to do, though? You're going to want to tune into the show next week because we will have one of the, I call him the new face of Friday night, the future of SmackDown. We will have Trick Williams on the show, and that should be an amazing interview. Not only because I'll be on it, you'll have your trick and your treat on that show, and then Daniel will be there too. So it should be a really good time.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee called dude wipe.
Nice.
During the SummerSlam 2024. This actually says that he had a dude wipe logo on the bottom of his shirt then.
Maybe
Paul Mysterio wearing a dude wipe logo on his shirt. McAfee referred to him as a dude wipe after you wiped.
Okay. Well, I just saw the story today where everybody was going on and on about it, so I don't know. But again, remember, so this is our next two shows, and we're trying to keep y'all up to date because we're not doing these every week. 1 week from tonight, we will have our Trick Williams interview from the Ringside Podcast. Myself and Daniel Spencer will be on location with Tricky Two Belts.
Trick-and-A.
Mr. Trick-and-A. I like to call him Chef Trick RD, Sean. You know why?
Why?
Because he's serving it up. He's feeding people, and they're eating it up. That's Chef Trick RD, man. He is, he is the face of Friday nights in the future of SmackDown, and the future is now. It's Trick, man, and we cannot wait to interview him and mention all of his aliases that are live. We may only be able to do 5 minutes of the podcast because of all the aliases he has.
Make sure he's wearing his lemon pepper steppers.
Absolutely. First Class Trick. We can't forget that one. That was a good one. The Trick Gang. Trick Mellow Gang. Notice his name was at the beginning of that game. It wasn't the Mellow Trick Gang. It was Trick Mellow Gang. So that'll be a good one. And, we'll have a great time. Something I do kind of like, Sean, now that it's caught my eye, AEW has started they've started putting people's tweets up in the corner during the match.
That is cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're not going to put anything. They're going to monitor it. They're going to vet the stuff they put on there, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not going to put something on there like, I hate John Moxley and you should send him to the moon. They're not going to put anything like that. But
no, or
they're not going to put Jeremy's tweets up.
No, they're not going to put my tweets up at all. They're not going to say Tony Khan stuffs his bra or anything like that.
Tony Khan eats hot dogs for the shape, not the flavor.
The human dude wipe. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to our guys at Pro Wrestling Nation: Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, the whole crew. I always forget people, so I should probably stop saying their names. Stay subscribed. Easy for me to say. To us for our notifications. You can get them on YouTube. You can get them on Facebook. It's a good time. Listen, we love doing this. We appreciate this. Again, next Wednesday night, you'll have the replay of the interview with myself, Daniel, Trick Williams. Then 1 week from Wednesday night, we will be doing our Elimination Chamber and Friday Night SmackDown preview, because that Friday night, SmackDown will be in the Yum Center. We will be in the Cardinal Sports Zone. What do we want to call it? I don't like to call it suite. We will be in the CSE compound there at the KFC Yum Center. It's going to be a fun time. Mom coming out. Mom will be in the KFC Yum Center for wrestling for the first time, I think, ever. She's never been to the Yum Center for wrestling, has she?
No.
Well, she will be
She's
soon.
been to the Yum Center for red white scrimmages.
Yeah, I took mom and dad to a couple, or we did. I don't remember if it was we or I, but we've taken mom and dad, not recently, but to a bunch of Louisville red white games and regular season games there. But I don't believe that. I think this will be the first the wrestling one. She used to go with us to the wrestling ones in the gardens, so that was fun. But anyway, getting off track there for a second. For myself, for Joey, for Sean. By the way, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but I hate Ilya Dragunov. But again, this has been the till next time. This has been the Ringside Podcast and Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast production, collaborative production of the Wednesday Night Wrestling Recap Show. Until next time, you can catch us ringside. We will see you. Wouldn't want to be. The proceeding is a ringside.